Did you know that there are different stylist career choices you can pick from? Well, since I've been a stylist for the past 15 years, I will break down all the stylist career choices for you so you can pick the right one for yourself. Hi, my name is Basia and I help aspiring stylists enter the styling industry. If you want to become a stylist, schedule a free discovery call with me and I will link the application in the description below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I post a new video, which is every Monday. Now, in this video, we will go through the different stylist career choices. So let's get started. So let's start with a fashion stylist. Now, a fashion stylist works primarily on set and styles models for like print, editorial shoots, advertising campaigns, commercials, runway shows, and e-commerce. Now, if you want to pick this career, you will be working as a freelance artist. Now, since fashion stylists style models for like magazines and advertising campaigns, they look at fashion more from like the artistic point of view rather than just, creating a particular style for their clients. So now when you flip for like different magazines, let's say like Vogue, WV, etc., fashion stylists who style for those publications, they create fashion stories that are way more artistic. That's why, and that's the main reason why fashion stylists are called artists. Now, when it comes to what projects fashion stylists work on, and I mentioned that a second ago, they will work on like print editorial jobs, commercials, print advertising jobs, and e-commerce jobs. Now, since fashion stylists work on different projects, they will be hired by different clients. So for editorial jobs, they can be hired by a photographer or in like magazine editor. For like ad campaign, they can be hired by a photographer, a producer, an art director, or like an advertising agency. So creating, those maintaining those relationships is the key. So now, when it comes to where you should live to start working as a fashion stylist. Now, if you are in US, then you should live in New York City simply because that's the capital of fashion. Now, if you live in other city in US and you want to start working as a fashion stylist, well, you can do it. But because in most cities there's not enough fashion scene, it might be pretty difficult to have steady jobs coming your way. Now, if you want to learn how much you can make as a fashion stylist, you can watch this video and I will link it in the description below. Now, the last thing that we want to talk about is how to become a stylist. Now, well, you should start with internships. That's the fastest and easiest way to get fashion stylist career started. Now, you will not only understand how this industry works, now how all those different projects come together, you will get the education in order to proceed this career. And most of the time, stylists that you intern for can offer you a paid assisting position, so it's the best way to get the foot in the door. Let's talk about personal stylist. Now, as a personal stylist, you'll be advising to what I like to call regular people and creating personal style for them. So this career is a little bit different from a fashion stylist career simply because as a personal stylist, you'll be in a service-based industry. So it's completely different career than a fashion stylist career. Now, as a personal stylist, you'll be creating offer and providing services to your clients. So if you want to learn how and what type of services you should have, watch this video. And also, if you don't know what are personal stylist services, well, you can watch this video and I will link it in the description below. Now, in order to start working as a personal stylist, you can live anywhere as long as there are people who would like to hire a stylist. You can have a really successful career. Now, in order to become a personal stylist, you will have to start with educating yourself on everything that has to do with body shapes, colors, style, trends, fabrics, measurements. You have to remember you will be personally advising clients on what silhouettes they should wear, like what fabrics they should choose. So it's important to know all of that. Now, then you need to create services and an offer, and then you can start styling your clients. So now let's talk about a celebrity stylist. Now, as a celebrity stylist, you'll be styling celebrities. Now, so celebrity stylists do have a very similar job as a fashion stylist. They will freelance and they will be called artists as well. So as a celebrity stylist, you'll be styling celebrities for many different projects like print editorial jobs, print advertising jobs, commercials, music videos, and of course a red carpet event. So now, in order to start working as a celebrity stylist, you need to live in Los Angeles, obviously, if you live in US, right? Now, if you live in any other city in US, realistically, you won't be able to start styling celebrities simply because you have to live in close proximity to celebrities. Now, when it comes to working on different projects, most of the time, celebrities do hire their stylists to style them for all the projects that they are involved in. So as a celebrity stylist, you'll be working on like print editorial jobs, advertising campaigns, commercials, music videos, and of course a red carpet event. So now, when it comes to celebrity stylist salary, you can watch this video and I will link it in the description below. So now let's talk about how to become a celebrity stylist. Now, in order to enter this industry, you have to start with internships. Nothing beats interning a celebrity stylist. That's the fastest way to start this career. You will learn all the secrets, where stylists get their clothes from, how they work with their clients, and most importantly, you will understand how this industry works. So let's talk about a wardrobe stylist. Now, a wardrobe stylist works mainly on music videos and commercials and some TV shows. Now, it's important to understand that some clients will use this title to describe fashion stylists and celebrity stylists, especially in Los Angeles, where there are so many different productions happening. Now, many production companies will use that terminology describing a stylist. So I had this title many times when I worked on like music videos and commercials, even though I styled an A-list celebrity. So now, in order to work as a wardrobe stylist, you should be in Los Angeles since it's a huge market here. Now, a wardrobe stylist's main responsibility will be to like shop, dress, and style actors for a commercial or a music video. Now, when it comes to a salary, a wardrobe stylist will have a very similar pay structure as a fashion stylist. So again, I'm gonna link those two videos in the description below so you can watch it after. Now, a wardrobe stylist should be expected to make anywhere from, I would say, like $500 per day all the way to $1,000 a day. Again, that all depends on the client and a production company. Now, in order to become a wardrobe stylist, you should start with interning a stylist. And I know you guys probably rolling your eyes at me again, but that's the easiest way. Also, getting in touch with production companies and working as a PA on set will be very helpful. You will meet a wardrobe stylist and their styling team, and that's how you can start creating relationships and eventually get hired. So let's talk about e-commerce stylists. Now, if you ever shopped online, and I'm sure you did, then all the looks that you saw were styled by an e-commerce stylist. So essentially, every big online retailer will have a team of stylists who style for them all day long. Now, their responsibility is to style a model for that online retailer according to specific direction. Now, as an e-commerce stylist, you'll be on salary with one particular store, and that's one career choice that will not allow you to freelance. Now, in order to get an e-commerce position, you should check career tab in all online fashion retailers to see if there are any openings in the area where you live. Now, when it comes to the salary of an e-commerce stylist, this is something that you want to check with every individual retailer, but their pay is very low compared to other styling careers. Now, on the flip side, you would receive, health benefits, paid vacations, and social security. So now you know what are different styling career choices. Now let me know which choice is right for you. Just let me know in a comment below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to get notified when I post a new video, which is every Monday. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next week.